There are some secrets we take to the grave and others we plaster online for laughs. This is Dirty Laundry, and I'm your host, Lily Dew. Today, we are joined by a Margarita, Zach Oyama.
Aw, thank you.
A Margaritaville, Allie Beardsley.
Oh.
Jealous.
A Margarita Principality, Katie Maravich.
Thank you.
And a Margarita Planet, Patrick McDonald.
What's up,
Wow.
guys? Fins up, guys, so my parrot head's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, are
we
you
should've
sorry
gotten
that you're not
Margarita.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know who that is.
Jimmy Buffett?
Pat Benatar?
You think Pat Benatar's thing is that she's
know anything
really into
about him.
margaritas?
Who said Pat Benatar?
Who's Pat Benatar?
Why did you say
You
Pat
brought
Benatar?
up Pat Benatar.
I don't know who that guy is.
Okay, you're obsessed with Pat Benatar.
If you can go back through the footage and look at it in slow motion.
Rewind the footage.
Pat Benatar?
Don't rewind the footage. We just got started. Let me explain the rules of the show.
This is the kind of episode you're in for, baby. Lock in.
Here's how the game works. I have this stack of secrets about our guests, and they have to guess who each secret belongs to. But we might have been naughty and thrown in a secret from me or Grant. Not that we have many secrets left. Hey, Grant, what's today's special?
Lily, today we're drinking a Grant Likes to Smoke.
That's not a real drink.
No, someone invented it. Someone handsome.
Here's how scoring works. You get 1 point every time you guess correctly, but if it's your own secret and you manage to fool everyone, that is 3 points. How well do you think you all know each other?
Unfortunately, pretty well.
We were just talking about this. I think we've actually all known each other for 10 years.
Yes.
Alec came dressed as the bad boy of this cast, so.
Yeah.
What about me? I look bad.
Bad?
Swear I never lied to you.
First secret.
I'm gonna have another drink.
Who got out of a test by throwing their teacher a quinceañera?
All right.
That could be any of us.
I don't know a ton about a quinceañera, but is it traditionally for
A
someone who's
16th?
15.
15.
15.
Quince.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's 69 in Spanish?
9 y 6.
I vote for Allie.
That is
You
not.
only
but
got
it's-
to one
but
letter.
It's
But
not.
Allie said 9 and 6.
Torse.
When it is nueve, I said that can't be right.
69
It's
in.
Sesente.
It's Sesenta y Nueve.
I vote for Patrick. I vote for
that's not
Patrick.
right.
Say it.
Me, I took French.
But why do you think 69 is the indicator if somebody did this?
Because you know a number that's big enough.
Wait, did they say, was it a Spanish teacher or
No, could be a math teacher.
Okay.
Divide,
off to a-
So I wonder why you
Juicy
care about
start.
math so much.
Wow.
divide 69 by 9.
I will say you came out of
9.
here pretty hot with the pop quiz. I think that was deflecting. I think it's you.
And who would easily throw a quinceañera?
Yeah. You.
Why?
You have all the
The
stuff
organization, the
I'm
poise.
extremely
Your Spanish heritage.
Not true.
Here's something, throwing out a new clue into the room. Patrick's from Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone else feel so uncomfortable in their pants? Like their pants?
No, we didn't put them on
All the
straight out of the
time,
washer,
Katie.
Katie.
Katie, you're rock
We
hard
all
right
have
now.
on the same pair of pants.
Katie is rock
Why
hard
did they
right now.
give these to me?
It does look like you're trying to hide
Those
a
aren't
boner.
your pants.
All right, let's get our guesses in.
All right.
Zach, who got out of a test by throwing their teacher a quinceañera?
Patrick.
Allie, who do you think?
I was really leaning towards Katie, but mostly because that's really funny to me.
Well, Katie's very suspicious right now.
Yeah.
She has a lot to hide.
I also guess Patrick.
Katie, who do you think?
I'm gonna throw in the towel. No, I don't know what that means. No.
You quit the game? You quit the game? We're on question 1.
I don't know why I said
I can't
that.
take it anymore, man.
I'm not gonna.
Guess.
I'm throwing in the towel. I'm gonna say Patrick.
What?
I'm throwing in the towel. Patrick.
Patrick, who do you think got out of a test by throwing their teacher a quinceañera?
I think it's Sesenti Katie
Stop
over here.
it.
Well, the person who got out of a test by throwing their teacher a quinceañera, please take a sip of their drink.
Yeah, look at Texas
us over here.
I knew it.
Wow.
Tell us the story.
Okay, so I was in a class. I don't know, should I say the teacher's name? I'll say it now.
Yes.
Okay, her name was, unfortunately, her name was Senora Lucky.
Lucky?
And she had the worst group of kids in the class. It was me and some other people that we were bad kids. I think everyone has a class where you just decide to be a group of bad kids.
All throughout the day, you're really good.
An angel.
Yes,
but in
we were.
Spanish, I'm a little devil.
There would be times where I'd come into class early where she was like outside and I would hide under a beanbag, like in the table, and then I'd hide there for about 40 minutes and I'd get up and I'd just go sit down and she'd be like, what are you doing? You haven't—
40 minutes?
I was there for a long time. And she had told us earlier in the year that she'd never had a quinceañera. And so this girl, Priscilla, in the class was like, oh, I have a crown for my quinceañera. And we're like, we'll all bring snacks, and we'll bring music, and we'll throw a quinceañera. And so she thinks it's really sweet, but we're doing it so we don't have to take a test.
I love that.
But it
And
is
so-
sweet.
Yeah, and she said—
Also really sweet.
She said you've made an old woman very, very happy. She said it was very sweet.
So nice.
Wow. Honestly, it was a tell that you could say 69 in Spanish.
Yeah,
Katie
it
was
was.
right.
I was
true.
right.
Katie
I'm
was
good
right.
at this game. Remember that.
Yeah, we all
Katie,
got
your
it right.
pants are
Allie
perfect.
did.
Katie, your pants are
The problem is Katie has thrown in the towel, so she's no
Yeah,
longer
Katie's
playing.
thrown in the towel.
Allie, take it
Katie
back.
stuffed the towel down her front.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right, that's points for everyone except for Patrick.
Oh, you guys are good.
Next question. Who copied someone's outfit head to toe in an effort to look cool?
Oh my God.
We've all done this.
I mean,
Every single person does this. It's normal.
No, my outfits
wow.
are perfect.
Do you
as
think
they
it's
are.
someone they know, or like? I think it has to be someone you know, right? Rather than like a famous
Taylor
person.
Swift? or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, because that is
it just
actually
says
everyone's
someone's
done
outfit
that.
head to toe in order to look cool.
My heart immediately told me Katie, but
Katie's
then
a fashion
you said
icon.
everyone's done that.
I think it's you.
Who did I copy this outfit from?
Well, Katie clearly copied
Pat
your
Benatar.
Bieber.
What was that, Zach? What was that, Zach?
Katie clearly copied your bad boy outfit.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It happened
boy.
today. It happened today. Bad boy vest.
Two bad boys.
I could see it being Zach.
I think it's this couch
Listen,
for sure.
I definitely would have done this.
Yeah.
But I did not do this and say it was a story.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I agree.
So that's the big thing that if we're talking about this,
secret.
somebody who was like, I am so weird.
Yes.
Who went to the grocery store without a list?
How did you all dress as kids?
I had a shirt that I wore to my first ever concert, which was a joint concert between Gavin DeGraw and Akon. And it was the craziest thing I've ever been to.
Did they
And
duet?
I wore a shirt that had a floppy disk on it, and it said, "Who you calling floppy?" It's crazy. And I think I have that photo. I could send it to you.
Damn.
I don't know if you can do this, but just put it right here, that photo.
Put it next to Zach.
The rest
Zach
of the
will
show.
If I was Akon, I would have spotted you on the crowd and I said, come on.
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
say.
Come on up.
Who you calling floppy is like an ED joke.
Yes.
Like, as a kid.
Like, who you going like?
All right, let's get our final guesses in. Patrick, who copied someone's outfit head to toe in an effort to look cool?
I think it's Grant.
Katie,
Grant.
Allie,
Grant.
Zach.
Grant.
Will this outfit copier please take a sip of their drink?
It was
Fuck! Whoa!
Just because they're dressed cool now.
me. You're missing so much info from this story. And let me just say, it was at a college debate tournament. I was just recently realizing I was gay. There was an extremely hot, extremely smart person who lived in was from the school in Flagstaff or something.
You did clubs in college?
Yes, I did a lot of cool
Okay,
things.
Katie's taking back the bad boy.
Yeah,
totem.
exactly.
Okay.
And I copied her whole outfit, which was a striped white and blue button-up shirt with a green sweater over it that had a V-neck, a black skirt, black tights, and black flats. And then I came back for the next debate tournament, not realizing you go with all the same schools for the entire
Yes.
season. And she was wearing the same outfit again, and
No.
I was wearing the same outfit. And we walked by each other, and she kind of looked at me. And if I had done nothing with my face, she would have had no idea. But instead, my whole face contorted, and I went, oh.
No way.
I went, oh. And then walked really, really fast. And yeah, we never talked.
Oof.
And yeah.
I mean, there's a world where you could have played it off like it was
Exactly.
a mind fuck for the debate.
Yeah.
Like,
Or a beautiful coincidence, and then you fell in love.
Could have probably hooked up if you'd played it right.
So much was happening for me. I was like, she's here. She's wearing it again. I'm wearing it. Like,
You could have pretended to be a mirror if you just started.
Yeah.
All right, that's 3 points to Allie.
Honestly, when we
As
were
a
this
rule.
far, I almost went me, so I would have gotten another 3 points.
No, you would have lost your 3 points. You do not get 3 points for guessing yourself correctly when you know it's your own secret. Why would
Now
we
you
let
know.
you do that?
Now you know. I'm sure a lot of people at home are wondering.
All right, everyone, next secret. Who threw pretzels at a couple having sex?
You're gonna do mine back to
Zach.
back.
This does sound like a college party situation.
Interesting.
Are people just having sex at your college parties?
Well,
Yes.
what if you're what if you're at the worst party you've ever been to and there's
Okay.
people having sex and you're eating and you're like, stop it!
Sounds like
Yeah.
a good party
maybe
to
it's
me.
a house party and it's like your room.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one
Yeah.
of Grant's sex parties.
Maybe it's a sex party.
There was
Oh,
a snack
yeah.
bar.
I can see Grant doing it because everybody likes that.
Throw the
Oh, a
pretzels.
sex thing?
Throw them. Throw the pretzels, please.
like-
Red to filth. I have been red to filth.
Stop having sex.
I think it actually might be Katie because it feels like Katie could be walking with all of her Chicago friends around.
Pretzels. Pretzel
Pretzels.
City.
They
Pretzel
call
City,
it Pretzel
that's
City.
Chicago.
I'm picturing the person being drunk throwing
Yes,
the pretzel.
and they're like, this is gonna be so
yeah,
funny.
they're like, this is so funny. And so
hilarious.
that's telling me either Katie or Zach.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a gear that I operate in. But
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get those guesses in. Katie, who do you think threw pretzels at a couple having sex?
I'll vote Zach.
Zach, who do you think?
I think Katie.
Patrick?
I'm gonna say Katie.
Allie?
Zach.
Will this pretzel thrower please take a sip of their drink?
It was me.
No!
But it's not the story you think. So when I was a small child, around 7 years old, me and my brothers were at Navy Pier in Chicago, and my brothers, yes, Chicago,
This is
trash
Chicago
city.
shit.
And my brothers,
Oh my God.
my brothers went into the bathroom at Navy Pier, and there was a couple having sex in there. They come out. My parents were nowhere to be seen. We were not being watched a lot at this time, and we were wild. So I go in with my brothers to the boys' bathroom.
I thought they left the bathroom.
Is this
No,
like
your
a
brothers left the
one-person
bathroom.
Like, is
My
this-
brothers left to come get me because I was outside. We all re-entered.
Katie, you gotta come see this.
Literally, it was that.
I don't know what's happening.
I was like maybe 7, so my oldest brother was, what's 7 plus 5?
12.
12. And then my other brother, what's 7 plus 3? 10.
How big is this bathroom?
It was a stall. They were in a stall. It was like three stalls maybe.
Wow.
And they were in one of them. And so my brothers just happened to go in at that time.
You were throwing pretzels from under or above?
Both.
From under, that's just sliding them a snack.
Goodbye.
And did they notice?
Of course. I think it was funny. I think they were just having fun. We were all kind of laughing together.
Oh, goody. I'm glad you all had a laugh.
What a waste of pretzels. All right, that's points to Patrick and Zach.
How does that feel?
I feel vindicated.
Let's move on to the next secret. Which one of you had to pretend not to know their friend for 3 days?
That feels like Zach.
Zach. That's
That is
oh
a
my
Zach.
God.
That feels
that's
like
such
Zach
a
in a
Zach.
Feels like
Heartbeat.
something I would do.
Stop
Why do you
saying
say that every time?
Why does it feel like Zach?
I feel like I don't like to make people uncomfortable. I could see that being
Like
me.
someone could float you this plan
Yeah.
and you'd be like,
They're like-
I'll do it.
And they're like, okay.
Well, I also think that all of us ended up in LA and we have the friends that we have now because we were the one person in the friend group that everyone took advantage of.
Yes. Yes.
The context is very vague. Who had to pretend not to know their friend for 3 days? It could be just...
For 3 days. Why would that
Why
be
3
significant?
days? Zach, can you explain
Music
this one a little bit
festival.
more?
Yeah, maybe tell us why
Zach, can
this
you tell
happened
us
to you.
why this?
Yeah,
I would
why
have
this-
to assume it's a trip.
All right, let's get our guesses
Okay.
in. Allie, who do you think pretended not to know their friend for 3 days?
Zach.
Okay.
Zach, who do you think?
I think it was Patrick.
Patrick, who do you think?
I think it was Zach.
Katie, who do you think?
I'll go Zach.
Will the person who had to pretend not to know their friend for 3 days please take a sip of their drink?
I was, so I, recently moved to LA, didn't know a ton of people, and it was rare for people from Alabama to be anywhere nearby. And a friend I had from like growing up happened to have this weird job where she was giving like kind of West Coast tours, like taking like van tours like to the Grand Canyon and like all other stuff on the like West Coast. And she happened to be in LA like when I like just finished a job, and she was just like, hey, do you wanna like do my next tour for free? I was like, yeah, I would love to just do this trip for free. And so we drive to San Francisco, and then the next morning, like when we're picking people up, she's like, ugh, gosh, I don't know if I should do this. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She was like, I'm just like worried I can get in a lot of trouble. I was like, okay, like what does that mean? She's like, I think maybe we should pretend like we don't know each other.
Oh no.
And I was like, huh? And I was like, as these people are getting in the van.
That's
and,
horrible.
Who would tell? How would?
Exactly.
Who would
And who
care?
cares?
Who would
And it was like this,
possibly care?
I was like, I am sensitive to the fact that you don't want to lose your job or whatever. And like, who am I gonna like, to like make you lose your job or whatever? And then 2 German au pairs and then and this like Austrian businessman got on, and that was the entire crew for 3 days as we
No.
drove down the coast. And
sounds
I just had to be
horrible.
like, I'm actually from Tuscaloosa, and I'm also from Alabama, but not from Birmingham.
my
And
That's
just
so
Oh my
weird.
God.
3 days being like, oh, we're from the same state, but we don't know each other. And like, as we drove down the coast, our friend in San Francisco had just gotten braces that we, that we stayed with, and which was a shocking thing to see just out of the blue. And so like, halfway through this road trip, Andy looks at me and goes, can you believe Alex has braces? And I go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
He's method. He's in deep.
Because I'm not gonna break.
Are you still friends with that person?
I am.
Wow.
All right, that is points to everyone for knowing Zach so well.
Not
can't
no
believe we all
points
got
to
points.
Zach. Zach didn't
Wow,
even
Zach got 0 points. Zach, no points for you.
My points here.
Next secret. Who slept with their teacher?
What
Oh,
the heck?
Fuck. That sucks.
No way.
That's
Why does that
bad.
suck? That's exciting. That's fun. That's good. We like it.
Not a good.
Why?
Okay, wait, I'm gonna qualify it.
Is it
Improv teacher.
Okay, so I'm gonna
I will
say
have more of this also.
This was not me.
Honestly, if you walked in somewhere and a teacher
Yeah.
saw you, they'd be like, wow, they're dressed like me. We have a lot in common.
Sinister, hard laughter
Oh
from
my
us all.
God.
We have to burn the building now.
This is the worst set I've ever been
Who
on.
slept with their teacher, knowing that adults still have teachers?
Yeah.
Allie.
It's me.
You're in school now.
Allie,
Oh my God, if you could see my teachers now, they're all MAGA anti-vaxxers.
and sometimes we like a little
And
taboo.
sometimes we love
Don't you love
trade.
just like arguing?
Yeah, a little piddle talk.
A little piddle talk. I'm sorry, a little piddle.
Sucks. This all sucks.
A little piddle talk.
Piddle talk.
They piddle.
Piddle
They
talk.
piddle, and then you.
I
talk.
have to go. My Uber's actually here.
I think it's I'm gonna say, God.
I know.
This
I
is a
literally.
really hard one.
My
I will
heart
say
tells
this.
me Grant.
I
but-
love taboo situations, but usually more of a daddy-daughter type thing. Anyways, moving on.
Okay,
So
see,
then it was you.
Lily's dropping a lot of Easter eggs.
A
right
lot
now.
of daddies are teachers.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of daddies are teachers.
Statistically.
A lot of daddies are teachers. Could it be one of the fellas? Zach, Patrick?
I think it's either Zach or Patrick.
That's crazy.
I do think
Just
that's
our
crazy.
energies alone.
It's true.
It could be Patrick.
My mom is a teacher, and so I would never.
Mommy issues.
No.
Mommy issues.
No, mommy respect.
Mommy respect
and
is
not
Mommy
just
respect.
Ooh, mommy respect.
Mommy respect.
No.
Mommy respect, you want to kiss her?
No.
All right,
Not a
final,
vehement denial.
final
you know?
guesses. Zach,
I will say Lily for this one.
Allie,
Grant.
Katie,
Patrick.
Patrick.
I am gonna say Allie.
Will the person who slept with their teacher please take a sip of their drink?
Allie!
It wasn't bad.
This was my Dutch tutor in Holland. Okay, teacher is like a big
Stretch.
It's like a
okay.
stretch.
A
Okay.
tutor.
I at one point had my septum pierced very briefly. I don't know if any of
What?
you remember that. Anyway, I slept with this
boogers?
person and the septum fell out. And
During sex?
look, I don't know when exactly. I just got home and it wasn't there anymore. And anyway, yeah, we hooked up, I left, and then I was so nervous about it that I canceled all future Dutch
Oh
lessons.
no, you
But
could
I
have been
paid
so
for the month.
good. You could have been so good at
And
Dutch.
then I didn't pick up my nose ring either, and I just went, actually, I'm different now, and I don't have a septum piercing, and I'm moving on with my life.
My question is, did you have one tutoring session with them and then you fucked
Yes.
them? Or
That's so hot.
What?
That rules. I
One?
like that. I think that's hot.
you didn't build up to it, just one session.
Just one session, I got home, their business card was in my pocket.
Oh my god.
That's so hot. Oh,
Were they teaching you like to kiss? To lick.
that's a great question. What was some of the Dutch you learned in this tutoring
Yeah,
session?
what did you learn?
I actually learned like pretty like basic Dutch. It was great.
1,
It
2,
was-
3, 4, 5,
yeah,
6. All right, that's it for round 1. We are gonna take a quick break. In the meantime, hey Grant, what are we drinking today?
Today's cocktail is a Grant Likes to Smoke. The name of the game on this drink is smokiness. We're gonna start with an ounce of mezcal. Mezcal is made from roasted agave plants. In that roasting process, the mezcal is gonna pick up some of that smoke from the pit. Next, we're gonna add an ounce of Amaro Sfumato. Amaros are liquors infused with herbs and plants. This particular one is really smoky, as the name might imply. We're gonna add an ounce of that. Now, we can't only add smoky things to this drink, so we're also gonna tame it with an ounce of sweet vermouth. Now, I'm gonna ice my cocktail glass with one big ice cube. Ooh, and I have to get my ice scoop, which is someplace. One ice scoop will, of course, be high. Hi. How's everybody? Is it Oh, no. Hey, I've been drinking all day. Now we're gonna stir this. Next, pour my cocktail over one big ice cube. I have a little chimney that I can put right on top there. I'm gonna pack just a couple of wood chips into the top. Now, very gently, I'm just gonna slip that over to the side and watch that smoke rise as I present to you Grant Likes to Smoke.
Swear I never lied to you.
And we're back. Let's recap the score. We have Zach with 2 points.
Nice.
Allie with 5 points.
That's right.
Katie with 2 points. Okay. And Patrick with 3
number
points.
2.
We've got Allie in the lead, but it's anyone's game. Let's move
right.
on to the next question. Who cleaned up a celebrity's poop?
Is Patrick.
Wow, it's
Patrick.
one of you
No.
two. It's one of you.
It has to be Patrick. Patrick has a million celebrity friends.
I don't have friends. I have a million celebrity employers.
Acquaintances.
Never had to clean up their food.
Well, we didn't say it was a friend.
It's Patrick or Zach. I don't have any
I'll
celebrities.
tell you
in my
right
life.
now. It's not me.
Oh,
Wow.
I totally believe
Usually,
you.
but Zach always says it could be him.
not.
He always says
Yes,
it
he
could
does.
be
That's
him.
true.
And
And,
he does.
this
Liar.
time, why did you draw the line? Cleaning up a poop?
You wouldn't
No, I
clean
just
up
haven't
a
done it.
poop?
Wait, there are celebrity dogs.
That's what I was thinking.
Katie, yes or no, you've met Grumpy Cat.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yes
no.
or no?
I said no. I said
Yes or no, you what?
You met Grumpy Cat.
I've never met a celebrity.
Your vest certainly suggests you've met Grumpy Cat.
There are lots of different ways you could clean up a celebrity swoop if you worked at a cafe, a restaurant.
Allie, you worked at a cafe.
Yeah.
Any celebs?
Any celebrities?
No. I worked there on the night of the 2020 election.
What a distraction.
The
What a-
night
what
of
a
the 20th, you
distraction.
worked there one night?
What a deflection.
What?
What was the crazy Trump election?
2020.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No, 2016.
So
The
stupid.
crazy Trump election 2020, the one he lost. Yeah, he said that's
That's
the crazy one.
crazy. That's the crazy one. I can't believe he lost. I was rooting for him. Patrick, who do you think cleaned up a celebrity's poop?
Oh, I have to think hard.
About which celebrity it was.
Katie's doming Patrick.
I'm gonna say Zach again.
Allie, who do you think it was?
For points, I want to say Patrick, but for passion, I want to say Katie.
Yeah.
It was
not
Katie.
me.
Katie?
Katie cleaned up Grumpy Cat's shit.
I've never been in the same room as Gumpy.
Grumpy Cat.
I've never cleaned up Gumby's shit. Let the record be known. Katie has never cleaned up Gumby's
This show
shit.
is like a fever dream.
a
It's
photo
like
of
being
Gumpy.
at a bar with all of you, but cameras are here, and you forget that they're here.
You said me? Where are we at?
I didn't say you.
Who do you think it is?
I didn't say anybody.
Who do you think it
Say
is?
it then.
Me first?
Grumpy Cat.
Patrick, Zach, who do you
heart.
think?
Absolutely 100% Allie.
Will the person who cleaned up a celebrity's poop please take a sip of their drink?
I was right.
Yes,
Patrick
but-
is always with celebrities.
No, that's not the case. But I worked, one of my first jobs here, I worked in the green room at a late night show.
Which one?
That doesn't exist anymore.
The Man
Craig
Show.
Ferguson?
I worked at look, I'll say it. I worked at the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson.
Oh,
That was right. So I worked at the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. I was a green room coordinator. So every person that would come in, I would talk to. I had a lot of fun interactions with people. There was one comedian who will bleep it when I say their name, but this person came in. They had their own dressing room. They went down to do the show and left. And when they were at the show, I went into the dressing room and there were 3 little poops on the ground. This comedian was legendary comedian.
No!
You can't say it, we can't air it, but it happened.
How do you know it was you?
How do you know it
human?
wasn't an assistant or a
didn't-
dog?
Well,
dog. I
okay.
pictured
So my
dog.
theory is the person was very old, and they stood up, and I think maybe a little bit was caught.
Much
in
like
their
a
butt
horse where they
cheeks or
keep
something.
walking.
Yeah, they keep walking.
Yeah.
There were 3 little popcorn poops, and they were on the ground. And I didn't know what to do, and I called somebody, another assistant, and they were like, I don't know. So we called the producer, and she was like,
And it went all the way up to Craig.
well, she was like, call a janitor. She's like, what are you doing? And no one can know about this. This person is a legend. You can't talk about this.
Wow.
But yeah, that was it. And that was a wild
Wow, I can't believe
experience.
Joe Rogan did that.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
Wasn't that nuts? Yeah.
I don't think Willem Dafoe's a comedian.
All right, so points to Katie and nobody else. Next question. Who put someone in a chokehold after a wedding?
All of us. Every single person here is a wild
But
one.
like, was it the bride, the groom, or just
It could be someone, like, people get wild at weddings and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, it's
Not
like,
me.
you might have to be like, you gotta calm down, man.
mother-in-law.
You gotta chill out.
You gotta kill out babe? Did you say babe?
No.
Babe, it's your date. Babe, sleeper hold.
Married now.
Baby! Calm down, baby.
I did just get married. Could have been me.
Could've been you.
Katie's been married. Could
I
have
wish
been
I
her.
was there.
Zach's been married.
Yep. How many weddings have you been to, Grant?
Zach eloped, so
Quite a
it would
few.
be crazy.
Yeah.
You
You
and
put a
your wife.
redwood in a headlock.
In Big Sur, in the sort of the majesty and silence of the redwood forest, I put Phoebe in a headlock.
No.
But she like submitted to it. It was like
It was part of our vows.
This is
yeah.
beautiful, babe.
That's really sweet.
Let's get our guesses in. Allie, who do you think put someone in a chokehold after a wedding?
Katie.
Okay, Zach, who do you think?
Look, if anyone can happen to see what is staring directly into my soul, I'm gonna have to say Katie. I guess.
Patrick, who do you think?
Katie and I just made an agreement that we wouldn't
We
vote
know
for each
it's
other.
not us two. and
I
we're
think it was
best
Katie.
friends. What? Oh my God! I literally can't believe
Katie,
this.
who do you think?
Patrick.
Will the person who put someone in a chokehold after a wedding please take a sip of their drink?
That makes sense.
Zach choked Phoebe, and that's
So Phoebe, no.
that's canon.
No, this is a wedding, not my wedding.
Interesting.
Like 10 years ago, my friend got married and we were in Alabama. And then after the wedding
Alabama
festivities,
shit.
I
yeah,
knew
it's
it.
Alabama shit for sure. We went to a nearby bar, just kind of keeping the party going. It's very crowded at this bar. And this guy just choke slammed a friend of my friend's little brother, and he was like trying to get involved in it, and I was like, no, and I like got in the way, kind of like settled things down to a degree, like just was like in the middle of like my friend and like a guy who looked like Jason Momoa but like 5'10", you know?
Oh,
like,
short Jason Momoa.
like slightly shorter Jason
Average
Momoa.
height Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Short Jason Momoa.
And so it was just like a, hey, we're cool, we're fine, we're okay. And like just making sure nothing happened. And then after a certain amount of time, like a cop came in and it was like, okay, this is clearly over. And like I turned, like if it was happening right here, I turned around to drink over here and I got nailed in the back and like flew into the thing. The guy had thrown the cop into me. And I turned around.
Okay, I kind of like the guy.
That's fucking based.
Yeah,
That's
that
based
was-
as hell.
But like, I turn around and see this cop on the ground and this guy going, like going
God.
at him.
Oh
And I
my
happened to be in the
God.
position to be able to grab him just because he was like literally about to fucking beat this
You're
guy
a
down.
hero.
And I
And
grabbed
get
him.
shot, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been worse. But like, I grabbed him, and he was so big that I was like, or he was so strong that I was like ragdolling. I was choking this guy out, and I was like, and I was like, if I let go, this guy's gonna kill me. But like at a certain point, like the bouncer staff grabbed this guy and like pulled him out, and I was just like, and then that was the whole thing, and it was a very bizarre situation because I was in a tuxedo, and it was just like this like
weird.
wedding party was there, and
And he was just.
It's like James Bond if James Bond was kind of weak.
I agree,
I think he did
Lily.
a good job in the situation.
That is 3 points to Zach for fooling all of you with his heroics. Next question. Who got screamed at by someone who saved their life?
It makes me think of a lifeguard, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was.
I was also a lifeguard. Who was a lifeguard? I was a lifeguard.
I was a summer
I was a
camp
lifeguard.
counselor. Kind of
Oh,
similar.
interesting.
I was never a lifeguard, but I was always at the beach.
Why? What beach?
Rock and roll.
Not related. Not related to
fucking
the
beach.
It was the summer of '99.
And you were just saving.
Just like a bad brag. Just like, I don't give back. I simply don't. I do take and take.
I'm just saying, it seems like at least 3 of us have been trained in CPR at one point.
Yes.
I mean, you could save the life of somebody, like a brash New Yorker who is about to fall into the subway, and you
Or
save
get
them.
hit
They're
by
like,
a car.
"Hey!"
And this
Yeah.
is someone who
Wait.
saved this person's life. Who got screamed at by
Wait.
someone who
So
saved their
someone
life?
saves your life and then they scream at you.
Yeah.
Oh.
That feels honestly codependent to me. They're gonna save your life and then they gotta yell at you about it. It's like, look,
Toxic.
Yeah.
They should have let you
look
die.
what you made me do.
They should have let you
Energy.
die or just let it go.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
also, like, I can imagine Katie taking the point of view of being like, I saved this person's life and they screamed at me. Like, I can
No,
imagine
it's
Katie.
the other way.
Screaming at them.
So it's like I pulled you off the train and then they're like, you fucking idiot.
I pulled you off the train and now I'm yelling at you.
Yeah,
Zach, who do you think it was?
I think it was Katie.
God. E.T.? Did you say E.T.?
Katie.
Katie, phone home.
I think it's-
Patrick, who do you think it was?
I think it was Katie too.
Allie, who do you
Katie,
think it was?
yeah, definitely Katie.
Katie, who do you think it was?
I think it was Katie.
Will the person who got screamed at by someone who saved their life please take a sip of their drink?
What? What? Are you joking my ass?
I'm sorry, before you tell the story, I have to interrupt and say that Lily, when you said take a drink, Beardsley took a drink of your drink. They took a drink. Beardsley has 2 drinks in front of him.
I'm sorry, it looks like the ops are everywhere now. Surveillance City is where I live. Yeah, I
Excuse
did
me,
take
this
a
is
sip.
straight mezcal and it's
It
fine.
was really good. And I do have 2 drinks I'm working on,
Katie,
so
what
it doesn't
happened?
really make
Here's
sense.
what happened. As a child, I already said this, we were not looked after.
This is a childhood story again, which is
A
insane.
little bit of an Oliver Twist.
A little bit of an Oliver
Katie's
Twist
trying out her one-woman
situation.
show on
Little
this
bit
one.
of a boxcar
I
child.
was bored. Okay, so here's what happened. We went to Mexico. I don't know where my parents were. There was a red flag at the beach, and I didn't know that meant it was unsafe to swim in the ocean. And I went into the ocean, and I was like so tiny as a child, and I immediately got swept out to sea. And I literally grabbed a hold of some moss on a rock to save myself, and this man ran out. He like grabbed me, brought me back in, and then he was like screaming at me, but I didn't understand it.
In Spanish?
Yeah, in Spanish. And then like 10 minutes later, my parents came out. Like, I have no idea where they had been, and they were like,
Having
what
sex in the
happened?
bathroom.
Yeah,
They're covered in pretzels.
I hope not. Oh no. But anyway, and then they were like, what happened? And I was like, I just almost died.
Oh
like
my
hardcore.
God.
It was
what did they
wild.
say?
Wait, where was that fucking guy to yell at your parents, not you?
He should have yelled. I was a small child. It was not my fault.
Wow.
It was wild.
Points for everyone but Katie. You do not get a point for guessing yourself. Final secret. Who climbed a bridge after running out of gas on the highway?
Like, just get a vantage point?
Just kind of to show off.
I mean, that makes sense to
Climb
me.
a bridge after running out of gas on the highway.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Just 2 completely unrelated things.
Yeah.
Who watched
I'm
the
trying to
movie and
picture
ate a
how to
sandwich?
climb
Yeah.
a bridge, even.
I'll tell you what I think happened. Someone was looking at Google Maps and they saw an intersection and said, oh, there's a gas station down this road. And then you get to the road and it's a big old bridge and you've got to climb up to the top to go
That's
that way.
very LA. That is very LA. But
Well, so am I.
yeah.
Okay.
You're Ohio.
I'm gonna
I
throw
remember
up.
when you
You're
moved
Ohio,
here,
bitch.
dude.
Let's triangulate this. Who do we think would run out of gas on the highway?
Not
You gotta
me.
be running pretty low on gas.
be all of
Not
us.
Katie,
So, like-
but if you did, I think you would go to drastic measures like whatever
Of
this is
course I
talking
would.
about.
I have run out of gas on the highway.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I've run out of
Me
gas.
too.
It's awful to run out of gas. You feel like such an idiot.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
Fucking stupid.
I fill up the tank the moment it drops
Yeah,
below
but
half.
okay, but how long have you done that? Because the younger I was, the more often my gas light was on. Because I
You
just was like,
fucking idiots keep running out of gas. You're all so stupid.
Oh,
was
he knows.
you. It
Oh,
was
he knows.
you.
No, Grant knows cars
drunk
so well.
enough to give us a tell now.
His
Get the heck outta
nasty
here.
little car never runs out of gas.
I'm also imagining like having to climb a bridge feels very like South America, like traveling, like you're somewhere where you don't know what you're doing. You need to get a view, like you need to
Yeah,
like. Why do you need
or
a
even
view?
like fucking Europe. There's just so many bridges
Yeah.
over
Who's
there.
good at climbing?
I'm awesome at climbing.
I love to
Actually,
climb.
I'm very good at climbing.
I'm not really good at like rock climbing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what are you
What
climbing?
kind of climbing do you
So what the
do?
fuck are you climbing? Bridges?
I'm good at that too.
I was gonna say we go home. Zach has a giant human
Fucking
cat
climb
tower.
it
in
now,
his
dude.
house.
Look at that. You could get on that, dude.
Just my feet exiting frame.
Oh my God. Zach, I dare you to climb the set. It will fall apart. It will crumble under your feet.
I saw
Art
the
is
whole
so
crew like freak out when you just
Don't
did
do
that.
it. Don't do
All
it.
right, let's get final guesses in. Who climbed a bridge after running out of gas on the highway?
I kind of think it was Grant.
No.
Lanky, a climber, but
There's- I don't think
clumsy, would be dead by now.
Yeah, that would have
He's,
killed him.
he's super clumsy.
Okay, I'm changing my
Change
answer.
your answer.
I'm changing my answer. I'm gonna go because Zach pointed at Allie. I'm gonna go Allie. Damn.
Okay, Allie, who do you think?
I don't think it was you, actually.
Zach is ready to climb anything at a moment's
Patrick.
notice.
That's
Okay.
wrong, man.
Katie,
I'm going Zach.
Zach,
It'd be so funny if you got
I'm gonna
Patrick to
guess
vote
Grant.
for me.
After pointing at Allie, you're gonna guess
You
Grant.
fucking suck. You're trash.
Last chance to change your answer?
Oh, this sucks.
You're
Seriously.
trash.
We're
You're
just,
trash.
you know.
No, answers are locked. Answers are locked. Will the person who climbed a bridge after running out of gas on the highway please take a sip of their drink?
You did a great job, Patrick.
Yes! I thought it was for sure Zach.
I want to give it all up to
Wait,
Zach.
Allie, what happened?
Allie, did you want some of my drink as
Yeah,
well?
thank you. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I just ran out of gas. Right when I moved to
What was
LA.
going on with the bridge?
Which bridge?
It sounds like two stories, Allie.
I was on the 101. I just moved to LA. I was completely out of money. Obviously, my car, the most I would put in is $20 at a time. And I just kept being like, wow, my gas line is always on. Oh my God. It ran out of gas. I'm on the 101. As the 110 turns into the 101, this is so inside baseball, but it's like a really crazy turn.
Yes.
And my car started going backwards on the turn. So I had to turn my wheel so that it would go off the freeway, but backwards. I had obviously a plastic gas container because this happened to me all the time. And I took off my belt and I slung it around
That's
like a
so
sash.
cool.
Like
with
you're in the fucking apocalypse.
with the gas thing, and I went running up this dirt hill that was so vertical that I had to start from a run, and I had to run and grab some shit and like pull myself all the way up.
You didn't have
Get
to. You
gas.
have to is really overstating
I
it.
had to. No, I would have kept sliding. I wouldn't have gotten there. Like
Well, you can't just walk in the shoulder.
You're in downtown. There are other gas stations.
No, this was the closest one, and I got there, and then I came back down. Anyway, so this.
Would you just slide down the hill like a slide?
Yeah, that part was easier. I feel like in California, it's just like slick cement like this for under a bridge. So I went on the dirt part to have a little bit more traction. And I was absolutely filthy. And I didn't learn my lesson. This happened immediately after that again.
How many times have you run out of gas on the highway in total?
Oh, on the highway, less, but
Or at
probably
all.
still like 20.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my God.
Yeah. Okay, I will say this was a turning point because then I found out if you have AAA, they come and they put a little bit of gas in
Like,
your
oh, hey,
tank
Allie.
wherever you are.
Here you are. Hey,
But
Allie.
not on the highways. I thought they only do local roads.
No.
or something.
They'll come find you wherever you are and they'll put a little bit of gas in your
So the
tank to get
turning
you
point
to
is
it.
not getting gas. It's,
No.
it's
The
It's
turning
getting
point is
AAA.
AAA.
If you
Can't
split
bail
the
you
AAA
out.
up among all the months, it's a lot less than getting gas
Yeah.
every month.
It's AAA for you is the nicotine gum of.
You just fucking slap a patch on it, put some gum in, and it's good.
Wow, that is 1 point to Patrick and Patrick only. All right, it's closing time. Let's look at our final
Who wants a shot?
scores. No. We have Patrick with 5 points.
Okay.
Katie with 3 points.
I suck.
Allie with 6 points. And Zach with 6 points. Which means we have a tie between Allie and Zach. Grant, tell them what they've won.
Well, we have one dirty laundry cocktail set that they're going to have to share.
Oh my God, it's holographic.
So everyone pick 2 pieces on the set they want.
Zach asked me what it looked like, and I went, it's holographic, and I was very excited about it.
All right, that's it for Dirty Laundry. I'm your host.
beautiful.
Hey, I'm trying to do a closing outro. That's it for Dirty Laundry. I'm your host, Lily Dew, and here's hoping you become a regular.
Wow.